what would stop somebody that wants to stack the cards in an election from registering 10 false names or 20 names in a district of people that don't want to be registered or who have never registered and have control over those votes?
Well, first of all, that would be a crime. Second of all, even if you did that, Representative Trello, even if you registered all of those people, you'd still have to vote them somehow. That would be very difficult.
Well, you could send in bogus people once they're registered.
And we certainly hope that this is not going to be a loophole by unscrupulous individuals within the political system to have illegal aliens pad the voting.
Can't we just go to town hall and register to vote? I mean, if you're that lazy, maybe you shouldn't vote. And we've had so many accusations nationwide, whether it's at local level, school committee, president, that people are saying that there's problems. We have election fraud. Why do we want to get into this? It's just another easy mechanism of cheating the system. And it's just go to City Hall and go old school.
How do you register to vote today? You don't have to go to the town hall. You can get an application, you can sign it, and you mail it in.
I think there's been many studies, I'm not going to say countless, many studies, and many hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars spent, finding that there has been virtually no voter fraud that can be identified out there. I'm not saying there's none, but it's not something that's rampant. It's not something that's a huge problem.
You're right. It is hard to find voter fraud at times and to prove it, but it does happen. It happened on absentee ballots in my race in 2014 and when I went back in 2012. And I can't prove it in a court of law, but I know it happened. So I don't want a bunch of fake registrations flooded in that people vote by absentees. That really troubles me. So it does happen. It's happened to me.
To suggest that, there's going to be a group effort of people registering or stealing votes is kind of silly. There's a pervasive attitude out there that there's like this boogeyman who sending troops of people in to turn elections in another direction.
This is really a Republican-Democratic issue. You know why? Because I don't want everybody that to vote that's not well informed on the issues. So I don't want to register everybody just because I want bodies to go into a voting booth and vote. You Democrats don't care about that. You take them by the thousands, as long as they can breathe, walk, bring them into the voting booth. Because you know what? An uninformed voter is a manipulated voter. We Republicans can't manipulate our voters. So this bill makes it easier for those uninformed voters to vote. I don't want them to vote, so I'm voting against it. Thank you.
I guess the Republicans may be afraid of youth voting. This is obviously something that will enable anyone to...
Hold on, Representative. What's your point of order, Representative?
According to Rule 10A, she should not be, the good representative from Narragansett should not be using specific names to point out collective thoughts or positions. And in accusing the Republicans of anything by name is a violation of Rule 10A.
All right. Everybody just simmer down. One moment, please. Thank you, Representative. All right. We will certainly not find a violation of any rule. However, I'm going to caution you, Representative, please try not to identify specific persons or groups. Proceed, please. Thank you, Representative Chippendale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was off by the side of the wall a minute ago, so I wasn't listening to the beginning of the last comments, and I apologize for that. But I understand that there was a comment made that the Republicans don't want young people to vote. Well, I got to tell you, if I were a young person, I'd grown up in the last 7 years of President Obama, I sure as heck wouldn't vote Democrat with the economy they're growing into. So thank you very much.
Leader. I asked everybody to stay. Okay, all right. So if someone else doesn't hear it and they snipe back, that's okay? All right. All in good fun. Let's have a certain amount of comedy in the room, please. Just for informational purposes, Rule 10b prohibits individual attacks, personal individual attacks. It doesn't refer to groups. However, I would caution everyone to use discretion. When you identify groups, people become upset, and we try to keep our debate to the merits. So technically, there was nothing wrong with the comment, but let's try to use the utmost discretion when we can.
So I'm sure that Representative Trello didn't mean that he didn't want people to vote. I'm sure all Republicans and all Democrats want everybody to vote. So with that, not to belabor the point, this is a great piece of legislation. It has more protections than we currently have the way we vote now.